Jack Hughes' book, just out, an album which is taking a bit of a backstage with my book, but I'll be launching soon. We've got Mr. Goodman's book, again, Diverse Love from Sharon, Dave Peckham's photos, Grant's photos, again the pole dancing from LA, David Peckham's photos, David Peckham, all amazing stuff. And then we've been honoured to have Scott Chalmers bring his art to us. We've got Scott Chalmers, who very kindly came down all the way from Southampton to bring his artwork and his photography, and it's really filled the exhibition with some beautiful pieces of work with depth and meaning and character. And this is Scott's latest work that he's worked with these models and these artists to perform this idea, and it's just a true delight to have had Scott in the exhibition. Thanks Scott so much to come down from Southampton. On a couple of occasions Scott made it down, so it was great to see him and great to have Scott's work, and I'll definitely have it in an exhibition again. Scott's work's always evolving, it's always taking, you know, maybe teaching the other, you know, photographers like myself, budding photographers, you know, what we should be aiming for. Scott's a leader in that market. Simon Jeffries, artist and poet, showed me his artwork in a small shop in Boscombe a month or so ago before the exhibition. I took a look through, and we were going to just use one or two pieces, but we've ended up putting all the work that Simon gave us in the exhibition, and I'm just so thrilled that we did. Looking at this cat on the floor in the small shop was a little bit odd, but now it's at the exhibition, it looks amazing. Again, I think Simon's love for cats comes through. Right, Simon,
Steve,
thank you so much for being part of the exhibition, and your art came through the internet sites, isn't it? And you contacted me through the networking sites. So look, I know you're doing the exhibition, Steve. I've got some art for you to take a look at.
well, I volunteered my services because I thought what you were doing was very viable.
Yep.
And I know my artwork is good enough to be in your exhibition.
Exactly, yeah. I looked at it on the floor in the shop, like I explained earlier, and now it's there.
On the walls.
Well, it's down now.
Well, yeah,
it was there
course,
on the walls. And yeah, so no, thank you
no,
so much.
it's brilliant that you gave me the opportunity to.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think the cats would work until I saw them up on the easels.
The cats are very different.
Them, but they're very different. They were really good.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think a lot of people, they are eye-catching, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
And there's, well,
yeah.
This
and then we're all taken back by your poetry as well.
My poetry is a little strange in that if people haven't heard it, then they're not expecting what to get, because it is performance poetry more than anything else.
You've still not done the one?
I haven't done the Curly Worms yet, no. I was going to save that, but...
Is this a good opportunity? How long
well, not really, because I need an audience to wander around and sort of sneakily get behind them and whisper words into their ears, just so everyone else can hear it, but I need absolute silence for that. I love doing that poem, because actually there are 4 poems.
Right.
There's the Pointy Birds, the Tenacious Turtles, and what about vampires, and it goes into the Curly Worms. But
and the bridge as well. That was quite a cool piece of art as well.
Camden Bridge, yes. I took that about 15 years ago.
Really?
I think, on film.
Yeah. So and that worked well. I don't know if you saw our table for 2. We used it with the table for 2.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I saw a lot of pictures up on the Facebook.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Simon.
You're absolutely welcome. Well, and hopefully we'll carry on doing the same thing.
Is there anything in the future at all?
Well, I'm going to have more exhibitions of my own work, probably at Noel's studio in Southport, called Grove Studio.
Okay.
And other places that...
And the Freeway Poetry Circle?
Freeway Poetry, going to continue with that for sure. Yeah. It's all good fun. Yeah. And I love getting out there on stage and just doing my stuff at people. And shocking people, and maybe surprising people as well.
Lovely, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Steve. I'm reading from this page as I am standing on this stage. I do feel expectation. I hope to receive adulation. I partly do this for self-gratification, but really I'm doing this for all of you who have come here to see not just me, but all of us that appear here on the stage to read the words from their page, or just to make them up. To uplift, to shift perception, hoping in anticipation for a good reception. You can shut up. From our audience. We love our audience! We love our audience! We love our audience! We want to chill you, thrill you, excite and enchant you, to make you laugh, to make you cry, to add something, swim or sink, at least to make you think. Thank you all for coming. My lords, ladies, and peasants, waiting for the curtain raising, the witch song causes the flames to flicker. Coven of hags snigger and bicker. You forgot the chicken's claw! You forgot the chicken's paw! Ha ha! The embers neath the cauldron smoulder as the night grows older, older and colder. Invisible thread plucked from the sky, toward the boiling liquid falls the eye, plucked from the newt, the toad, the dog, to conjure dark arts in the cloying fog. Cut out the hearts of children! Prize out their teeth, all blackened with rot! Gouged out entrails, all into the parts. All organs decayed, all long dead! Vomit of rat and a shaved horse's head! Nightshade hemlock to give it a kick. Add tongue of goat, lick it, and spit. The ladle stirring, tendrils of mist. The vapours intertwine and twist. Scream of incantation cuts the pitch. The dark but sometime moonlit hags crows circle. Argent skyfire red through the backdrop sable. Lords and ladies arise afeared. Anger, rage, hate. Swirling, twirling, red fire, flame searing, burning. Insane laughter! Insane laughter! Insane laughter! Curtain falls.
Here we are with the retro bombshell. Laura Beaumont's take on a classic piece, and yeah, it's just great. Justin Dexter's Clown, which was given to me to write about. Here we are with Adrian Hamilton's library. I'm here with Adrian Hamilton to talk about this picture of the library that Adrian very kindly came and painted live for us. During our time of being friends, I've noticed Adrian's work. Basically, in the early days of putting together the book and the exhibition, Adrian came to one of the very early meetings with Grant David Reid. And Adrian's part in the exhibition has been you know,
It's been a fantastic experience. I must confess, I never really appreciated this space until this.
We had the chance to fill it.
Exactly, until this sort of exhibition came along, and the library staff have very kindly invited me to return again to do more live painting sessions. I mean, I had to do this one twice. It's been one hell of an experience.
Yeah.
The reason behind this particular painting, I came here late one night with the intention of photographing the library, the architecture, but when I came here, the only one light that was on was the one that was around about 50 feet over there.
Yeah, that worked really well.
It all happened completely by chance, and so after taking several snaps, I ended up on the bottom corner of the library.
Right.
With the only sign that just said library, slightly illuminated.
Right.
When I got back to my place, I thought, well, what a waste of time. When I was sort of sifted through all of them, it was an angle on the library that no one really expected.
Exactly, yeah. And I've noticed a couple of the library staff taking note of your picture and looking at it thinking, oh, it's a library. Oh, that's our library. And I like the way you've used the KFC as well, the Kentucky Fight Club, that is, ladies and gentlemen. That's so. And the pub at the bottom, is that a local pub? Is that your local?
That's one that a friend of mine sent me a photo of, the Griffin. Can't remember where it is off the top of my head. But my entire theme is all entirely based on electric light.
Right.
And the way that the light completely changes a space, it changes our perception of that space.
Right.
And from previous paintings where they were very distant, paints that I did in London, it's bringing the space an awful lot closer.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Looking very much at the light.
Yeah.
And bringing the feeling, the emotion, and the ideas much closer to the viewer.
And now seeing it in an exhibition, and then reflecting back onto the social networking sites, it brings it all together nicely. And the two pieces at the top, because they've been in the display cabinet, along with...
Yes, they're two pieces that most people don't even know exist.
Right.
It was just the idea of being alone. Again, another pub. It's always about a pub.
Yeah.
That's here in Bournemouth, the Moon and the Square.
Yeah.
There's a beer garden right at the top.
Right.
And I was sat at the back, and there was one single bird just sat on a telephone line,
Right.
which you could only vaguely see.
Yeah.
And the title is Alone Time 1, Alone Time 2.
Right.
And it was simply the idea of looking at that one particular space, and that moment of, that single moment of calm, where you are physically alone. You are without care, without feeling.
Talking about being alone, the other great aspect that's coming into this exhibition is the fact that you've brought your brother into it as well. You've introduced your brother.
my brother Thomas.
And for me to bring two artists together who are brothers into an exhibition has been quite a remarkable feat. And for Thomas to take on, I think one day Thomas said, "Oh, I'd like to do a painting for you, Steve." Okay, I said, "Take a look at the poems I've been writing," and he picked a poem that was like really close to my heart, really sensitive, a bit of a deep wound, and he says, "I'm going to do a painting for that poem." And as brothers, you've come along and you've done that for us.
It's kind of really sort of motivated the two of us, because Thomas and I are very close, I mean, phenomenally close.
Yeah.
And for us to kind of this will be united as brothers. This is a concept that we've had for a while, and a concept which is going to flourish.
Yeah.
It's something that we've been working on for a while.
Yes. Paul as well.
With Paul Watts at the Art House Gallery.
The Art House Gallery.
There is a lot of things in the pipeline that we want to sort of actually put on a show, not just individually, but as brothers.
I wrote an incredibly deep poem called Reach Out, and I put the poem on Facebook. I didn't tag anyone in it. I didn't try and push it. I just thought I'd put the poem out there and see what response I got. Sometimes when you do that, you get no response at all, but you get a feeling maybe people are reading and looking. And when Thomas Hamilton came to me and said, "I'd like to do some artwork. I hear my brother's working for you, Adrian. Is working, not for me, sorry, with me on the exhibition." I said, "Yeah, no, by all means, take a look through my notes, have a look at the poems, and if there's any poems in there that inspire you to do a piece of artwork, then please feel free to." 4 o'clock one morning, I've woke up, I've checked my inbox, and this picture's arrived.
Sorry.
That is, I've woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and this is in my inbox, this painting by Thomas, and it's related to the poem I've done. Now, the poem I've done, angelic angels' wings taking you away, and rivers and boats and this kind of thing. So when I saw this image, first of all, I was a bit taken back by this is his perception of the poem. I then went back to sleep for a few hours and took a look at the image again, and it's really, really grown on me. This is probably how I'll end up and how I'll feel if this situation isn't resolved. This situation is resolved, but this to go with the poem, we're going to marry them up and put them in a frame. And I'm just wondering, as people have read this poem, have they realised the relationship between the picture and the poem, or is the fact that they're named differently? And I know that Paul Watts has picked up on this as well from the Art House Gallery in Bournemouth, and Thomas is hopefully going to be doing an exhibition there, and I think his artwork's incredible. I'm really pleased, and thank you so much, Thomas, for taking the time to summarise how far and how deep some things can take us.
So since doing this live piece of art here at the library, they have asked me to return to do another series of paintings here in the main foyer. So if you want to see more of my work, please come along. Please catch up with me on Facebook or my website, and I look forward to having a chat with you. My website is www.adrianhamilton.co.uk.